I've sold a lot of homes here in Cresswind at Twin Lakes, and over the years, I've noticed a pattern. After people move in, they tend to tell me the same sorts of things, and some of those things may really surprise you. So in this video, I'm going to share 6 things that buyers tell me after they've lived here for some time so that you can decide whether Cresswind might be the right community for you. So we've got a lot to talk about. We better get started. One of the things I get told a lot by my clients is that they were not expecting to have such a robust social life right off the bat. In fact, most of my clients are a little bit scared making the move because they're coming from another state where all their friends are and their family, and they're going to a new place and everybody's new and all of this. And so it's worrisome, you know, it really is. But after they make the move here, it's just like, wow, party after party, events, you can be as social as you want to. I had this one client that was actually moving here from Chicago, and the house was built, but they hadn't moved in yet. So I was going by the house to check on a few things for them. And as I approached the door, I saw all of these invitations for like dinner parties and just gatherings and events. And I sent the pictures to them, and it just made them so happy. They hadn't even moved in and they already had things lined up that they could do. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, and here we are on a Thursday, and look, you can kind of see behind me, they're setting up for a big event right now. So there's just always something to do here. And I thought that was just really cool. So yeah, I would say that is the #1 thing that people will tell me. They are shocked that it is that easy to make friends and to just build a beautiful, you know, social life here so quickly. So yeah, I think that's really cool. Another thing that my buyer clients have told me in the past is that after moving into the house and living there for a while, they realized that they should have gone a little bit bigger. I get so many clients coming from these big houses and they are determined to downsize and just simplify their life. And I totally get it. And they'll say something like, Tanya, I only need 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. There's no more than 1 person that's going to be visiting me at a time. I want to keep it simple. And they're determined to do that. But I always suggest, if you can afford it, if it's not uncomfortable in your budget, go a little bit bigger so that in a couple of years, you're not coming back and saying, oh, Tanya, I made a mistake. I really need some more space. I feel cramped. It's just not as big as I'm used to. I'm not happy. I'd rather you have a little bit more than not enough, to be honest. Also, storage. If you're coming from a big house, there's going to be things that you want to bring with you. I mean, of course you want to, you know, purge and so on, but I mean, you're going to have things that you're used to doing, like all your holiday stuff or just your clothing and things like that. And the extra space always comes in handy. So I always try to help my clients, or kind of share these experiences with my clients, just to kind of let them make the best decision for them, but also kind of give them some context of where I'm coming from and how some of my previous clients have felt after downsizing. So yeah, I mean, downsizing is great, but there is a limit as to how much downsizing you can do without making yourself uncomfortable. And you don't want to, you know, get into a situation that you just spent a year building your dream house and then you realize, oh no, it's just a little bit too small and I wish I had done this and I wish I had added that. So yeah, that's a little bit of advice from my past clients. Real quick, before we move on, I just wanted to give you this free QR code right here. So go ahead and scan it and it'll take you straight to my free new website, which, trust me, is a total game changer if you're thinking about retiring here in Georgia. You're gonna love it because it's got Atlanta's only interactive real estate map with all of our top 55 and better communities. So you can go in and you can explore the different neighborhoods, check out the different homes for sale, and even pull up every video that I've ever filmed in those communities. And you guys already know, I do tons of model house tours. I do tours of the amenities. I do aerial tours with my drone, all kinds of fun stuff. Plus, you can grab my free relocation guide packed with super valuable information to help you make a smooth transition here to Georgia. So if a new home in one of our beautiful luxury 55 and older communities is on your wish list, then this is hands down the best resource out there to help you find the perfect neighborhood so that you can start living the retirement lifestyle of your dreams. Oh, and if you're watching on your phone and can't scan the code, no worries. I'm going to drop the link in the description so that you can check it out after the video. All right, let's keep going because we've got a lot more to see. Another thing that some clients tell me after they move in is that they wish that they had done some more in the structural options or at the design center. Now, I always attend the design center with my clients if that's something they want me to do, and I always offer my advice and my previous experience, but I have had clients that were like, no, Tanya, I want to keep, the budget down, I have the money, but I don't want to use it, and I'll do it later. And on certain things, that's great, and certain things, it's not. Certain things like your backsplash, you can add that later, that's not going to be a hassle to add, but certain things like your farmhouse sink, you don't want to add that later. If it's something you really want, get it there, because if you go to add it later, now you're cutting into your quartz countertops and you risk ruining your countertops altogether. It's not something you want to mess with. Also with your structural options, if you really want that fireplace, get it, because that's not something you're going to add later. If you want that sunroom, get it. That's not something you can add later. So there are certain things that if you really have your heart set on it and you know that you're going to move into the house and always be like, oh, I wish I had that. Why didn't I get that? And you're going to go to your neighbor's house and they have that. I would say just get it. Just get it off the bat. If you can afford it, get it so that there are no regrets. So anyway, like I said, I go with my clients to the design center and I offer any help and any advice and any background and previous experiences to my clients to help them make the best decisions along the way. I really love it when my clients move into the house and they're like, I love it. That's the best feeling in the world. So definitely if you are interested in Cresswind or any other 55 plus community, that's what I specialize in. I love helping people from all over relocate here to Georgia and build their dream house. I'm with you from the beginning when we pick the lots, all the way to the end, closing and all the design and construction along the way. It's my favorite thing. I absolutely love it. So give me a call. But let's keep on going. There's more to talk about. Another thing some of my past clients who have purchased in this neighborhood have told me is that they were surprised to find out how close-knit the community was. I have one person who told me this story. She said that she was actually a single woman and her husband had passed away, unfortunately. And so she was living here by herself. And she, in the middle of the night, tripped and sprained her leg. She hurt her leg. And it was literally the middle of the night. And so she called her neighbor and she said within 15 minutes, she had like 4 different neighbors at her house. They were taking her to the hospital, staying with her the entire time. And then for the weeks after that, they brought her meals. And it's just like everybody band together to help her and to take care of her. And so she feels safe here, and I think that's a really, really nice thing. I thought that was just so cool. I know a lot of people are nervous, when they are moving, and especially if they're moving alone, that they're going to be out here all by themselves, but then are super surprised to find out that they're not alone. Everybody here looks out for each other. They take care of each other. And they often say it's the number one reason why they love this community. As much as they love the amenities, as much as they love their house, the number one reason why they stay is because of the people and the friendships that they've made here. So yeah, that's another big thing that I get told all the time by my buyer clients. Another thing that I've been told by some of my clients that they were very surprised about was how much they actually ended up using all of the amenities and participating in all of the groups and clubs and so on. When we were looking for homes and searching through many different communities, they would say, well, I really like Cresswind, but I don't necessarily need all those amenities. I don't need all of that, activities. I don't need an activities director. That's not me. I'm more of a quiet person in the state of myself, and so on. And then fast forward 6 months and they're living here, and all of a sudden, they've had a big change and they're more outgoing, more, into joining all of these clubs. They're now playing pickleball and in walking groups and all these things they never thought they'd be interested in. They're surprised to find out that they are actually interested in it. And it is actually pretty nice to have, just lots of options when it comes to socializing and making friends. So I think it surprises a lot of people who may not have that high on their list, that it is actually something that they're going to enjoy for a long time coming. Another thing that I get told a lot from my clients is that after living in the community for a while, they regret waiting so long to make the move. I get people now and again who get into a bit of analysis paralysis. They're just like researching all the different 55 communities and researching Georgia. And there's just so much that they get paralyzed and they just end up waiting, and time goes by and prices get higher. And then finally they make the decision and they're like, why was I so nervous about this? I wish I had, just done this earlier and not been so stressed out about it. In fact, I have some clients now that moved into their house. They're super happy. And then their friends came down to visit. And of course they were like, Tanya, you got to show them some houses. We want them to move down here so badly. So I did. I met with them and we talked. And the friends told me, they were like, you would not believe the change in my clients that moved here. They are just so much happier. The husband is so much lighter. When he lived up north, he was very stressed out, high strung. And here is just like a completely different guy. Happy-go-lucky, easygoing. And it's just so nice for them to see. They realize that it's just such a great way of life and it's such a wonderful lifestyle. So yeah, I would say that's another thing that you may be surprised that people do come and tell me, after they've been living in a 50 plus here in Georgia. But I think that's a really great thing. So anyway, consider that. Well, there you have it. Those are some of the things that my clients tell me after they've moved into Cresswind and have had an opportunity to live there for a while. Some of these things may have been exactly what you expected, and some may have surprised you. Either way, I hope it gives you a better idea of the type of life and what it really looks like beyond just the model homes and the amenities that they offer here. If you're thinking about relocating to Georgia and exploring 55 plus communities, this is exactly what I help people do every day. I help my clients find not only just the right house, but the right community and lifestyle for their retirement goals. I work very closely with the team here at Cresswind, and the good news is that this builder, they cover my compensation, so it doesn't actually even cost you anything extra to have me in your corner helping you navigate this entire process. If you'd like to learn more about Cresswind or any other 55 plus community here in Georgia, give me a call, shoot me a text. I would love to help. I'm your girl. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, y'all.